Hi there. Look, today I want to talk about the incredible little process that you can do with your new people that makes such a huge difference. So it changes their expectations and it increases their understanding of the dimensions of chiropractic in a very short and easy process. We call this the opportunities report, and it's a brilliant little gem. So by the way, there's a procedural guide if you don't already have it. It's if you want it, just go to the bottom in the comment procedural guide, and we'll make sure that you get hold of it. So this is the opportunities report, and it's really interesting because most chiropractors put a lot of time and energy into the report of findings. They think that that is a pivotal visit, that is where the long-term relationships with people is made or lost, and it's so far from the truth. So what we want to look at here is, well, if that's not the big thing, what is? And I would suggest that the real key to this is how people go into the report of findings. Now, whilst we have the pre-care appointment and so forth before that, what is it that causes them to really want what you have, that expands their mind about what you're offering, and it's delivered in the first visit. So I don't know whether you may be familiar with the process we use within the first visit. We call the ADIO visit. So I'll just jump over onto the iPad and we'll just draw that sequence out here for you. So as you can see here, when a person comes in to see us, the attract area is where they enter. It's where we give them bigger ideas and bigger pictures, and we get agreement. So this is the agreement frame, right? So if we're looking at here, it's just the ADIO, above, down, inside, out, but it also stands for agreement. The second area that we need to find out from a person, and this is mapped on the innate model, which is a map of the brain, and obviously a map of most processes that we go through within our practice and our life. The second phase of that is discovery. So we want to go through, once we've got agreement with a person, we want to go through what's been going on before, all the things that have occurred in their history. So that's a discovery frame. And then we want to dig down deep. We want to investigate. So the investigation frame is in the quadrant 3 part, because that's where we get into that's where we get into the nitty-gritty of what's going on within them, and we find areas that are sore and taut and tender and irritated and dysfunctioning and so forth as far as their brain spine nerve system is concerned. And so the investigation phase is where we ooh and ah our way through as we discover the key areas and then investigate them deeply, and that's in your physical exam. So from the history and the physical exam, then we go into this phase, which is the opportunities. So with the quadrant 4 part, this is where we expand their ideas of what we have for them. And this is a gem. This is an area where many chiropractors maybe don't tend to go, and it makes such a big difference when they come into this area and they see the potential of what's going on. So that's the name of the game with this little video here today, and that is just looking at it from the point of how are you doing your opportunities report. Now, if you don't have an opportunities report in your practice, then I would almost guarantee there's going to be some struggle in these 4 big areas. There's firstly that your new people will be just concerned about their presenting complaint or issues. Now, obviously, there are some that come in just to be as vital and as healthy and as optimized as they possibly can. But the majority of them are going to be coming in with something, and that's consuming their attention. The second thing is that they're going to think that you care only about their current problem too. They've heard that you're good for headaches, you're good for backaches, you're good for stomach problems, you're good for menstrual problems, whatever it is. They're coming in because they know, they've heard that you're the man or the woman to see. The other thing that they probably have in their ideas there is that they think that you just crack backs for short-term relief. In other words, you do whatever you do, test muscles or give this or give that or take this and take that away, whatever it is that you're doing, but you're doing it for a thing. It's a transaction. You're doing it for short-term relief. And the fourth thing is that for the most part, the normal in healthcare is that they want to get in and they want to get out. They want to get out of your practice as soon as possible, having received what they came for. So these four things can be shifted very, very nicely with an elegant opportunities report. So what happens here is that, like, instead of people being concerned with their presenting complaint, and that they will start to see a relationship with their whole health picture. And when we do the opportunities report, this repositions the problems of their presenting complaint, and it makes the presenting complaint small compared to the ramifications that they now start to understand. And so, to flow on from that, then the second thing is that they, instead of them thinking that all you care about is their current problem, then they realize that you understand how their current problem is just a small part of their whole life's journey, and this brings a new respect and a responsibility also to their daily actions. So they start to realize that everything's connected. This drives that, and that drives this, and so forth. So there's a interrelated synchronous chain that occurs within a person's bodily functions. And the third area is instead of you thinking that you just crack backs, they realize that adjustments over time make a massive change. And it will therefore affect long-term issues. So you started to uncover those things and you put it into a package in the opportunities report at the end of the first visit, which starts them thinking about the possibilities there. So instead of people just wanting to get out of the practice as soon as possible, they're excited and looking forward to the next huge milestones that they will experience. So they're looking forward to the report of findings to find out how they can do that and what needs to be applied in order to go to higher levels than they expected to go to when they first came in to see you. So after doing the agreement and the discovery and the investigation, the opportunities then allows you in this report to set the bar higher. You'll tell them more about them than they've told you. And when you do this, you take over the narrative. You see, your vision for them is much bigger than their vision for themselves now. They start to realize that they have various issues that they consider to be normal, but they aren't necessarily normal because there's a sequence that's given them, right? So that they've been putting up with things that they thought they just had to put up with, but now there's a reason, now there's a rationale, now there's a connection between other parts that they're aware of and these parts that they just have taken on to be well, that's just normal, that's just me. So they'll know that all parts in their body then are interconnected, and they'll know that there is a process available to sort that out. So it's a massive shift that takes place in people. So really, when we, at the end of the day, what we want people to understand or to say to themselves actually in their internal dialogue, something like this, like, wow, this chiropractor really understands me. I've been telling health practitioners about this for years, and the chiropractor just nailed it in 5 minutes. So that sort of thing is going on internally. It's just like, oh my gosh, yes, of course I get, mid-afternoon fatigues, and yeah, of course I can't sit for long periods of time, and yeah, of course I get headaches if I drink this or do this, and the chiropractor's tied it all together for me, and now I understand that there's a real reason for it, and that the chiropractor has a knowledge about the whole body rather than just cracking a back, so it's a huge shift for them. So they're now hopeful, they're now excited, they're primed to turn up on the next visit and consume the pre-care appointment and the report of findings that follows. So instead of them relying on the reported findings, here's what smart chiropractors do. They understand that the first visit is a defining visit. Specifically, the fourth distinct part of the first visit is the one you must nail. So make sure that this fourth sector, this opportunities report, is something you sum everything up with, and say there's a guide for you in the notes. So just put opportunities report down there in the comments, and we'll make sure we send it to you. So this will shift the results that you get. So next time that you notice that your attention's on the reported findings, go back to the first visit, and it's an absolute game changer. So if you want to have a chat to us, if you want to get a little bit more information about this, you want to do one-on-one with us or something like that, just give us a hoy, and we can set some time aside for you to go through the whole process and just see where it is that you may be dropping the ball. So until soon, Mark Polsis is my name. Cheers.